Futures trading is risky and can result in substantial financial loss.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, traders, and welcome to Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar. I know I didn't say around the globe. I can see the look on your face, but that's okay because they know what I'm talking about. Traders, when we left off on yesterday's video, this one, by the way, is dated 05/21/08, is for Wednesday. On Monday evening for Tuesday's video, we left you with a theme. The theme was always sell double tops, and that transportation average leads the way of the other indices. I showed you some charts, and do you know what happened if you were paying attention to the markets today? They got pummeled on the downside. That double top stuck up just like it was supposed to and dumped. And then we put swing days in most of the indices, and down we went. And that leads us to a red omni for tomorrow, and I think it's going to work. Got to be careful. There are certain indicators still that are pointing towards this thing might want to continue higher as a whole market. Maybe not on the onset for tomorrow, but there's a couple of rules that we have to follow. Of course, one of them yesterday was always sell double tops. When you see one, sell one. But another rule is that we always follow is if you get 2 days pullback in a bull market, you're supposed to be a buyer. Here's the tricky part. Is it a bull market? Well, so far it hasn't proved to be a bull market. It's proved to be a dead cat bounce, but it gets very confusing, traders, as I've been telling you for the past 4 weeks. If your analysis is driving you cuckoo, it's not you. We're at a point that I call a pinnacle in the market area, and the markets just don't know which way they want to go. You know, they're just about getting above really major important averages and breaking out in some areas, but then other indices are below those averages, have hit them yesterday and dumped, which leaves us in that same spot at a pinnacle where the markets are very indecisive. So it's one day down, next day up, next day down. Traders, we will get out of this area. I assure you, we'll get out of this funk, if you will, and the markets will get back into a pattern. But while we're in this funk, you got to be very nimble with your trading. Look at your analysis very closely. Look at many markets as one whole picture and trade that picture that you see. All right, so the charts that you see last night left us off where this and that and the other thing should happen. Well, the charts I'm going to present to you this evening will show you that what we expected to possibly happen did in fact happen. And once again, technical analysis, baby. You cannot beat technical analysis. There are traders out there that think technical analysis is voodoo. And you know what I got to say? Kiss my Omni, man. There is no way that technical analysis is voodoo. There's no way I could stand here at 315 videos deep and have called so many moves precisely based on technical analysis if it wasn't real. So it is real, and do your studying, traders. And I will say this, the advent of electronic trading, where the brokers are no longer getting between your fills and my fills, that has really helped this market. That has made technical analysis work much better than ever. The fills are fair, and it is a level playing field. And I believe that's why in the last 3 to 5 years, technical analysis has become the bomb, so to speak. It really does work well now. So learn it. Come to the Trading Academy so we can teach it to you and live it. And the Trading Academy's address, if you don't know how to get the technical analysis right, come on down to www.livewithoscar.com and let us teach you how to get this right. All right, traders, I want to show you some more charts this evening, very much based on what the charts were last evening and what the markets have done since. Traders, as I tell you in most of my videos, these markets, they move along, they're live animals, and we try to read that story through the charts. And the story continues at this point where there are head and shoulders in abundance. We've gotten past them, and now the real story is which one is leading the other and which way they are going. So that's the part of the story. That's the chapter or the paragraph or the, what word am I looking for here that I can't spit out? Chapter, paragraph, I guess chapter is good enough. That's the chapter that we are in right now, and double top work? Always sell double tops, and transportation averages are leading the way. Now again, we are at a confusing area because transportation average just went up and put in an all-time life high, and then, which created a double top, it got just above the previous top and dumped. That should mean that we're supposed to follow it up there in the S&P and put in a double top at some point and then dump. However, because the S&P and NASDAQ is taking its cues from the transportation average, it dumped, we dumped with it. If it dumps again tomorrow, at least 2 days down in any bull or bear market, if it dumps tomorrow, we will dump with it. Now, just before I was alluding to not knowing whether we should call this a bull or a bear, at this point, it's still a dead cat bounce, but the confusion is in dead cat bounces, you don't put in new highs like we did in the transportation average. You fail before the highs and drop. Now, the NASDAQ and the S&P has failed before the highs. They never got that high, so there is great confusion in these markets right now. But we're day traders, so we'll get through the confusion. The markets as a whole is the forest. Then you break it down to the trees, which are the day traders, and we try to cut a path through those trees and figure out which way we're going. If you're looking at the forest correctly, then you know whether it's going north or south. And if you cut your path through those trees, you will be able to trade well every day, and analysis will help you cut that path. Okay, traders, with no further ado, let's go look at some charts. Okay, traders, the first chart you're looking at is the Dow Jones Transportation Average Daily Bar, and we have deemed this one to be the leader of the NASDAQ, which is followed by the S&P. And the double top comes in and the market dumps. Here's where that top came in, and here's where we ended up today. The market turned around and dumped off the double top just like it was supposed to. Always sell double tops, traders. It works 99% of the time. Every now and then, you're going to get one wrong, but if you do this every time you see one, I assure you, you will have a smile on your face the next day if you take that trade. Okay, so you see that we got above all those averages, but we did put in the double top and, in fact, made all-time life highs in the transportation average. Then when it dumped, it took some other markets with it, being NASDAQ, Emini Russell, and the Emini S&P, and, of course, the large S&P. I want to show you a few charts now to show you how we're going to handle that. If you're looking closely enough, this was also a picture-perfect swing day right here. Perfect swing day to go short. So I hope my video last night helped you, and I hope tonight's video will help you with tomorrow's trading. Let's go look at a couple more charts now. Okay, traders, the next chart you were looking at is the daily Dow Jones Industrial Average chart, the Dow 30. And as you can see, many things going on here that makes us put the brakes on the upside, and that is, first off, double top, 1, 2, always sell double tops, the market cracks. Now we have an upright head and shoulders, which is a bearish signal, and we cannot seem to hold levels above the 200 bar average. Look at that. And then we cracked. Boom. All the way to here. So if you can't get above the 200 bar, you put in an upright, bearish looking head and shoulders, and you put in a swing day, which is what this was, and the market broke down. Well, I guess we have some downside coming our way. We are day traders. We take these one day at a time, but that is telling me not to fall in love with the upside, so I will not be for tomorrow's trading, that's for sure. I have a couple more charts I want you to look at, and then we'll wrap up this video. Okay, traders, the next chart you're looking at is the cash S&P, the cash S&P chart, not the future. And once again, not only can it not get above the 200 bar average, it also cannot seem to get above the Omni's proprietary average. It is another one that we use at the Omni Trading Academy, but I haven't shared that one with you, traders. It is one I've been using personally for many years and seems to keep this market in check. Plus, we put in a swing day, and the market dumped, and now it is kissing support. And if it gets through the support tomorrow, well, we got some downside coming our way. So again, another reason to think, even though the leader went up, it also started to break down, and the followers said, well, I guess it's time to go down, and on the way down they went. That's the S&P, and I'll tell you right now, I don't like the look of that chart. If it fails to hold this major support right here, which it has held every test on the way up, if it fails to hold that, traders, watch out below. Let's look at a couple of more charts here. Okay, traders, we do not trade the S&P cash here at the Omni Trading Academy. What we trade is the S&P futures, and this is the June futures chart, the daily bar, and it is a cleaner look than the chart I just showed you. The 200 bar average was never even touched. It got right about to it and failed. The Omni proprietary average that I haven't shared yet, that one failed. And it knocked us down. It was another perfect swing day, and we had a pretty big break. Now we have the markets on the defensive. There's a lot of high-priced longs holding right here in this up move, and I think they're going to run for the hills tomorrow. And if you connect the support lines here, we're just about ready to take that out. In fact, we are just below it practically. So it is looking like the S&P wants to come down a little bit, but there is some confusion. Because the NASDAQ usually gives its clue or its cue to the S&P, which follows NASDAQ, and of course NASDAQ follows the transports. Well, NASDAQ's got a completely different look to it, which I'd like to show you in a moment. So let's go look at that now and see what you think. Okay, traders, ready for a little confusion? I just showed you the charts that look like they failed, but look at the NASDAQ. Of course, once again, the pecking order is this. Dow Jones Transportation Average leads the way. It got above all these averages. The NASDAQ's supposed to follow and then pull the S&P with it. Well, the NASDAQ got above the Omni's proprietary average, the first Omni proprietary average, and above the 200 bar. And then it did put in a swing day, but it only came back and tested the 200 bar and could very well hold. Uh-oh, confusion? I told you it would look confusing because it is confusing. But again, traders, we will get out of this confused area very shortly. So stick to your guns, stick to your analysis. Do not falter. I kid you not. Just keep doing the work that we do together every day. We haven't been losing, that's for sure. We've been hitting the markets pretty well. Just trade around what you see here, and hopefully we will get out of this funky area shortly and off to a trend. Okay, traders, now after seeing the NASDAQ, well, then we go back to more confirming downside indications, and that's the ER2 or the Emini Russell. And failure at the Omni proprietary average, it actually touched it exactly and failed and had a nice sharp down day. Never even got to the 200 bar average, and once again, like the other indices, is really starting to eye up the support level. This one, by the way, is not at the support level yet. There's a little bit of room here before it gets there, but it's close, and it will likely test it tomorrow. So as you can see, yes, we are at a pinnacle. We should be getting above this whole mess like the transportation's average did. We're not right now. We're going to take a couple of day breather, Tuesday being one, probably Wednesday being the second one. So let's see what we get, traders. Do your own homework. Compare my notes to yours before you consider taking a trade. So, you've seen the charts? Is that confusing? Well, you know what? It's not all that confusing because there's only one out of many that have gotten above the averages and came back down and touched them. All the rest have said, sorry, NASDAQ, we are not following you. So with that in mind, it gives us a red Omni for tomorrow, traders, and I'm trading the S&P from the downside. The S&P, the E-mini, Omni says to sell the low to mid 1420s, trading 1416.5, 1417 as we speak. So get your orders in. You have to place stops, traders. The stop tomorrow is going to be a little bit wider than usual. You're going to get some volatility, but if we're right, it will turn and dump. So place your stops, place them first. If you don't know where to place stops, make sure you come on down to our site and grab a free membership. It'll cost you nothing to get in there, and then we can chat back and forth in the chat rooms and at least tell you what we're doing here at the Omni Trading Academy. If you'd like to come on down, simply come to www.livewithoscar.com and grab a membership. Come in the chat rooms, traders. Let us show you what we have to help you get through these rough and tumble markets. All right, so we're looking at selling it in the low to mid 1420s. Omni's profit objective is the mid to low 1390s or be out by the close. Mid to low 1390s or be out by the close. Could be a nice trade if we get it, and I think that we will. Traders, I do a lot of work like this every day at the site, at my trading academy. I would like to help you to get this straight. And what we do every day is well, not every day, but when the markets aren't too busy for us to break away, we hold classes. And during those classes, I lend out my desktop to you. So whatever I look at on my computer is on your computer screen. And you can hear me on a microphone and see me on a camera as I teach these analysis techniques in depth and in detail, in great detail compared to these videos, to you traders, so that you can leave my academy and learn how to get this right. So make sure you join those classes. What's that, like the gold membership? Come on, Mikey. Gold class membership. Thank you. The gold class membership or higher will get you into those classes. We are recording those classes and they are archived so that you will have access to them. The premium members already have access to those archived videos, and they're watching them 24 hours a day, and those lessons are really helping them because all the traders that have been at my academy, just about all of them, are doing much, much better now with calling markets than they've ever done in the past, at least as long as I've known them. So, hey, a round of applause to my students. Wow, I'm going to bow to you and everything. You students are just doing so well. I'm so glad that you are paying attention to these classes, and then you're brave enough to actually go out and use that analysis to help you call these trades. All right, traders, we have forums at our site. I don't know how many of you Omniacs know that, but at our site we have forums where you can go in and type answers or questions to those, or answers to the questions, or questions to the answers. There's plenty of them. Lots of people in there writing questions, looking for help. Lots of people in there giving answers. So go in there and type in those forums. And in fact, if you do type in the forum, you get 2 OmniBucks for each time that you post. And you can redeem those OmniBucks in for free classes that we hold. This is all about teaching you and helping you get better. So it costs you nothing more than to read some intelligent questions, post some answers, or write your own questions, and you get OmniBucks for it, which you can redeem for classes. Come on, traders, there's not much more we can do to help you get this straight and try not to charge you to get there. So come on down and see if we can help you. All right, traders, give us a call anytime, day or night, 702-629-4755. I know, I'm almost done with the emails. I started getting to my emails finally now. I got really backed up from going to the Mandalay Bay and doing the trade show at the Vegas Money Show. So I got backed up on a few days of emails, but I'm going to get through them this evening. I started answering them today. So keep sending emails, traders. I promise I'll get right back on my horse and I'll get those emails back to you. You can send emails to Oscar@futuresanalysts.com. They come directly to me and I'll send my answers back to you. Traders, don't trade alone. That's what these videos are about. You can't imagine how it helps for all of us traders, or Omniacs as we like to call one another, in one room, helping one another get through the trades. There is strength in unity in numbers. If you get together with us, I assure you it will help you get through the day. And why sit alone when you don't have to? It's live, it's interactive, and it's educational. All right, I think I'm done, guys. Is there anything else I need to talk about?
No, that's it.
Well, good.
I think you got it.
All right. I'm out of here, traders. Remember to say this to yourselves every morning, every afternoon, every evening, because it will surely help you with your emotions, and you need to keep your emotions out of trading. The two things should never come together. Trading decisions and emotions, the two of those things should never meet. All they do is make for bad decisions. Say this to yourselves every day, traders, and you know what that is. Stops are in. Emotions are out.
Futures trading is risky and can cause substantial financial loss. We do not claim or guarantee that you will profit from the information provided. That being said, I am a 24-year seasoned trader on and off the floors. This is how I've made my living for many, many years. Good luck trading.